Hello. Welcome back to Poor Whittle Snowflake. I am Lindsay. I will be your host this evening. So after last week and all of the extended pauses for me to do dremeling and drilling, I figured it would probably be better for me if I just pre-did it this time. And that allowed me to go over and figure some things out over the space of several nights. And that way we can just jump in. So grabbing last week's to compare. I had gotten the center way off center, and so I had some really little short arms and some really big long arms and all of this negative unused space. I also didn't go deep enough and didn't have as many little things on there as I would like. So still didn't quite get the center of the wood this time, but I got it a lot closer and did a lot more narrow, much deeper little flaky bits coming off the edges. So there's less wasted wood space in the middle. I'm also going to ditch both the expensive colored, barely milky white resin that I used this last time and just do clear. And I didn't like how the glitter looks, so I'm going to try leaving that off this time and see if I like it more. I've also, in preparation, decanted my wood stain into a little plastic condiment cup so that I can just pop the lid back on and shake it up as needed. And chat if you like. Otherwise, I'm just going to hang out and periodically talk to myself as anything pops to mind. Suppose I should put on some background music because I forgot to do that. Hi, David. Good to see you. Thanks for popping in. This is already going much better than last time. I have a little bit of color bleeding out into the surrounding wood, but not much. So I just need to be careful how much stain I'm putting in there to hopefully limit that. Surprised how much bleeding there was last time because this is birch, so it's technically a hardwood. Didn't expect it to pull that much product. why, but the stain separates really fast. So I'm gonna have to stop in between each arm that I do. Mix it back up. Already liking how this looks much better. Probably still won't be my final version. See how resin goes when I get to that step. But I'm liking this much more. long I can actually let this stand sit before I have to shake it up again. Me just getting stain all over my hands and not even noticing. That part done. I'm going to let it sit and dry for several minutes at least, because I did notice this time, or last time, that it did dry down quite a bit lighter than it initially looked on application. Fine, but I mostly just don't want it to interfere with the resin at all. In the meantime, I'm going to start mixing up my resin. This is just Signature Crafts UV resin. I think I got it at my local Michael's. resin tint. I think that's the brand. Oh, I got this at Blick, the art store. It's just a metallic white tint for resin that I don't believe is alcohol based, so it actually works very well with UV resin. Just mix it in here to give it a little bit of shimmer. Is it a little? I want a little bit more. Normally I'm very conservative with adding the shimmer. I want to just go a little bit ham today. As it dries, I don't know if that's really coming across, but there's patches where like no pigment managed to get in there at all. Either that or it looks like there might be some figure in that wood right there, so maybe it just isn't taking it in some spots. Based on the fact that I'm still leaving smudges from touching it on there, I'm going to guess it's not great. In the meantime, I guess I will figure out what. Yes, David. This is carved with a Dremel. I think it's like the Artisto model or something. I just bought it recently for actually this project. And then a 1/8" round engraving bit. Just has little curved spines on there. Oh, it took quite a bit of practice. I have several of these little test cups full of practicing. I liked this littler Dremel because it's designed to use like you would a pencil, and it's sized really well for gripping it the way that you would a pencil and using it that way. It's very ergonomic for what they say it was designed for. Like it's mostly dry. So I'm going to use a pipette to suck up some of my resin and hopefully get some precision application. Oh, that already isn't working quite how I wanted it to. But it did flow very nicely into the different grooves, which is why I wanted to make some nice deep ones, so it didn't just completely spread out. Keep it relatively in the carved bits, so I can already see places where I'm just fumbling and getting it up onto the sides. I need to figure out a much more precision way to apply this resin. Next time I might need to go even deeper with the Dremel and then do a coat of clear resin over it first or something. Try and keep it from bleeding too much. The resin, I mean, not the still very much bleeding stain. can't tell if my application is getting sloppier or if it's actually just pulling in more of the resin into the surrounding wood. You can see there's a shadow around the edges where it's pulling in the liquid into the wood grain. Which may just be this piece of wood, or maybe just me getting very sloppy. Layer one down. Put that into the little curing oven. Move the UV resin so it doesn't cure. In case I need to do layer two. And I should start figuring out what I want to do for craft number 2. I was thinking either drawing or painting. Would be more comfortable with painting because I've actually done that one before. Drawing, however, is a long-term goal of mine that I just haven't quite been brave enough to start yet, partially because I don't really know where to start. I do have this 30 days of creativity thing. It's like drawing and discovering and coloring and stuff like that. But I don't think I want to do that. If I do that on stream, I want to make like a dedicated stream for it. So I might just bust out the paints and do some abstract painting. I don't really want to attempt anything detailed until I know what I actually want to paint or draw. Because despite my assertion to many other people all of the time that no supplies are wasted if you learn something from using them, I haven't quite mastered adhering to that myself yet. So I feel like if I don't even know what I'm doing, then I shouldn't bother wasting supplies. I'm fully aware is dumb. Because how else am I supposed to learn what I'm doing? So little canvas, and I'll pull down the rest of my painting stuff once I'm actually done with my snowflake. You guys working on anything while you lurk and watch? Well, utility shelves are very important. I wish I had room for them, but I'm in like a 300 square foot studio apartment. I could definitely use more like organized storage. I have massive closets, but they're just big open closets that I can't like step into. So I just have to like stack bins in there. I need to make myself some shelves at some point. It's just a matter of figuring out exactly what I want from shelves and then either finding a design or coming up with one so that I know what I need for them. I also have to keep in mind that I do plan to move in the next year and a half or so, which makes things more difficult because I don't want to move an absolute ton of heavy furniture. Still tacky, so one more round under the light. I'll actually show you what I'm doing as I rummage through my massive bucket of painting implements. Do I only have one palette knife? I should fix that. That's a lie. I shouldn't fix that. I don't do this enough to have more than one palette. But I like options. How are you still not cured? We'll just start painting in the meantime. Let's back out again. So you can actually see what I'm doing. Now I have to decide on a color palette. I have lots of greens and blues and purples. Those are my favorite colors. I also have several shades of like red, reddish violet, etc. Some yellow. I think I'm just gonna go with what I have most of. just the cooler colors. Purple. I actually don't have as much purple as I thought I did. It's funny because it's my favorite color, so you would think I would have a ton of it. I'm only seeing like 2 tubes. It's almost out of black, which I should fix. Final verdict on project Snowflake. It's okay. Next time, I would still like to get the center actually closer to center. So it's still even more even. Next time I might try doing black instead of gray on the wood stain. I thought I would like the gray, but I don't know if I am. So cut a little bit deeper. Next time I'm going to do probably a clear coat of resin before I go in with the shimmer. So it hopefully doesn't get absolutely all over the place. For painting, I'm going to start by laying down a base color. Bright aqua green. I should probably go get a water cup before I start this, otherwise I'm not going to be able to wash anything off. BRB. I can't tip it up so that you can see properly, but I have one of Emily's grumpy mugs from the depth trial. Half full of water. Suppose I should probably put something down to protect my table, but a little bit of paint never hurts some wood, right? less of an issue if I was using one of my real canvases, but I have a bunch of these canvas boards that I need to use up before I want to dip into those. So don't know why I'm precious about not getting paint on my fingers, but I need to stop that because it's inevitable and it will wash off. I don't need to worry about this being perfect because it's just a layer so that if I have any gaps in the palette knife painting that I'm about to do, it isn't showing through like stark white canvas underneath and getting the edges so it doesn't look completely unfinished when I'm done. I just realized I lost my sunlight, so you couldn't even see the color that I'm using. Clean up a little so I just don't have globs of paint everywhere. Let's see if I can find something to set this on top of. Found a random notebook from my big tub of stationery just to keep it up off the desk a little. Partially for cleanliness and partially just because I need to move it around as I work. can see exactly how much forethought went into this, which is exactly none. Much trial and error previous times doing this. I say much, I've done this like 4 times. After trial and error, I found that the more paint I use, the better I like the end result. So not only does it just blend better, it also ends up with a really nice texture. That's 2 greens. Let's have maybe light blue. A little bit of shade variation. And then contrasting color. Normally I would go for a white, that will also help with the shade variation. But I think I'm going to go with a purple in amongst all of this green. Thing of that right next to the light blue that I just put down, so that they contrast. Palette knife, and I just start pushing some paint around. Purple was a bad idea. I'm rolling with it. I like it better, more textured. So I'm gonna keep going with that. realize that on camera it looks like just one big variation on green and blue blobs. And hopefully if I zoom in, you can see that there's really cool looking streaks of the different colors. I like the pops of lime green that are kind of poking through. My problem is I use too many dark colors. But texture good. I like the bloopiness. And as I clean off my palette knife and it all really mixes together, it's just like a perfect teal color because blue and green. Now I will set this one off to the side to start drying. I think I'm going to pull up one of the real canvases to do the second one. Keep the notebook under one corner just so I can pick it up easily later. This time I think I'm going to do kind of the reverse of what I did last time and do dark green as my foundation layer. And then use mostly light colors when I start my blooping. Learning to do this streaming thing has been interesting because I talk to myself all of the time, but reminding myself that I need to actually like narrate what I'm doing because you guys can't read my inner thoughts and probably don't want to just hear me jump in to one in the middle of a sentence. I have no idea what the heck I'm talking about. I need to figure out the color balancing on my camera because the color green that I'm seeing on the screen is not the same color green that I'm seeing in front of my face. looks much more yellow on screen. I'm seeing like a emerald color. Yeah, it's due to lighting and probably just I might have went a little thinner there. Maybe it's the screen that I'm looking at it on. Entirely possible. Definitely did not paint that full evenly. Not that it's really that important. This is just to make sure the white is mostly covered, but it is going to bug me now that I have that corner closer to me. I can see how thin it is. really liked a bright kind of lime green color. So I'm going to do a decent amount of that again. And the aqua I used the base on the first one. One purple one that I didn't previously take out of the box because it is lighter, but I think it could look cool. Especially paired with pearly white color. That blue and green have promptly started blending in with each other. Again, that's fine. The reason that I like this sort of just pushing paint around in different colors is because it blends together and makes really cool gradients, while also still having like contrast. I kind of like the spots where the darker green ends up poking through because I dug in too sharply. And started picking that up. As with any variety of art, the trick is always knowing when to say stop. There's just a big chunk in the purple. Okay. direction. I think I don't hate that. I'll have to wait till it dries because colors always end up looking slightly different once they're dry. That's looking like an option for an acceptable piece of artwork-ish. Alrighty, and I just realized that I still have a bunch of that shimmery resin left. So I think I'm going to actually put a second layer into my wood. See if that helps how I like it though. I missed a whole section here. It's a good thing I decided to come back and do this. Okay, I'm gonna end up liking the second layer of shimmer just from how it's already looking. But I think next time doing it over black for more of a contrast will also look cool. Maybe white shimmer over black stain would look gray, whereas this, or look like a darker gray than this. Alright, cure that and see how it looks. Attempt to clean off some of this acrylic before it's with me for just forever. Not that I mind, it's a very pretty aqua color. If I don't knock over my camera in the process. not fully cured yet, but enough that I can see. Okay, yes, definitely do like the 2 layers of shimmer better. And I'm very glad that I didn't use glitter this time. But there we go, attempt 1, attempt 2. And I'll be back next week with attempt 3 with more lessons learned. Another piece of wood prepped to try again until I get somewhere that I'm reasonably happy with. And I suppose next week in advance, I'll try and figure out what I want my second craft to be. But for now, it's been not quite an hour and a half, so I'm going to call it. Thank you for hanging out with me tonight. It has been fun, and I look forward to seeing you guys again later. Have a good night.